guys, thanks for tuning in today. Got a special little project. So this here is my you all right? It's my cousin Brian's Jeep, and it's an '83 CJ7. They did some basically swap manifolds, so it has the later 4.0 with the fuel injection on it, but didn't have power steering. So we are going to upgrade that because we're hoping to go on a little wheeling trip here at the end of the month. And yeah, so he did all the research, found all the parts he needed, and we're going to get in here and get this thing put together. Here's the kit. Basically, we got new box, new pump, slightly modified bracket, came with some hoses, new shaft. There's another hose, and here's the name of the the kit. You could piece this together, but apparently this guy does all the homework for you. So if you want to look into it, there it is with some part numbers. And roughly how much was this, Brian?
$1,200.
It was like $1,200. So it was a little pricey, but
it's all there.
It's all here. You don't have to go and do the research and try to piece this together. It's kind of a done deal. So we got it in. So we got the bracket. There's two bolts down here. I don't know if you guys can see those. And then it comes up, and he welded on this little piece of angle iron so it piggybacks off the injector hold down, or the rail for the injectors. But what we're dealing with, I don't know if you guys can see, let me see if I can line this up, is so this pulley and that pulley aren't totally square. This one is kind of cocked over a little bit. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this bracket off and see if we can open up the holes on the back side of these two bolts here to allow it to come this way, which is going to make the pulley kind of kick back and should line up. But so far so good. I mean, everything's bolted in pretty straightforward, and this would probably work, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. Alright, so we got that bracket back in there, and I don't know if you guys can see. Let me try to get you guys a little bit more lined up on the plane here. Okay. So it's still off a little bit, but I think it's a lot better than it was. Yeah, there we go. So, like you can tell because you can see a little bit more face on this side than this side. But I think opening the bracket up helped a lot. We got the steering shaft off. Where is it at? Oh, it's over here. There's on the end of the shaft. Can you guys see right there? See that little hole? So inside it's splined, and then there's a flat spot right there. And where'd it go? This is the little set screw. So you just back this nut off a little bit, and then you put an Allen, and this thing comes out. It comes out of that notch right there, and then you just kind of give it a little wiggle, and it pops off. I couldn't really record it because there was two of us down here and there's not enough room. So next we're going to put the nut back on just slightly, do the old trick with the hammer, smash it, pop this guy out. I already broke all the bolts loose, so there's this one, and then there's two up here on the top, on the back side of here, and then the gearbox will come out, and then we'll start putting the new one in. Hit it with your purse.
Yeah, I was using my purse.
Oh.
What are you talking about?
Well, you might need to go get your wife's then.
I gotta drop my purse and hit it.
Go get your wife's purse.
We gotta need a heavier hammer.
Or swap them, back it up with the lighter one, and then hit it with the heavier one. So we got the drag link off the pitman arm. That was a pain in the butt. We went from those hammers to that hammer and that hammer and two people. and we finally got it off. And I think there was a few choice words somewhere involved too. After further research, you really need to have that spacer. So if we would have left the bolt welded on and just drilled it out, we could have put the bolt through here. But you still have to space these out. And I'm pretty sure if you get the heavy duty bracket kit, it comes with all the necessary hardware. So you don't have to go out and rednectify your setup. We just got back from the old hardware store. We got tired of digging through the coffee cans looking for what we needed. So we got some new nuts here as spacers, and they are grade 8, and they're all the same thickness, so we should be all on the same playing field. Alright, so one more thing that we came across. So on the stock gearbox, you can see how much shaft is exposed and the body stops. Well, on the new one, the body comes out further on the top and the bottom, or whatever. Actually, this is actually the bottom because it's laying on the side. The sway bar comes through like right here. So we're in the process of eliminating the sway bar for the time being, and then possibly put it back on if we think that it needs it. So we got it in there. This is just for our dry run, making sure that our modifications to the box are gonna work. We did get the sway bar out. We went in and had us a little supper. Brian's wife made some amazing pozole. And now we're going to get back at it. So we're going to pull the box back off. Loctite all of the bolts that hold the brackets together on the box and so on and so forth. Put the box back in with some Loctite on the bolts. And then get the steering shaft on, the pitman arm, and get the drag link hooked back up. That's kind of the goal for tonight. If that goes smooth, we might have time to try to get the hoses on and make sure all that's good. So stay tuned and we'll let you know if anything goes sideways. So we got the gearbox in, we got the steering shaft back in. Everything's adjusted and pretty close as far as the steering wheel being clocked and the tires being straight and all that stuff. But we ran into a little issue, so we started running the hydraulic lines. And this is the return. The pressure one worked fine. We had to lift the radiator up a little bit to get it to get in there, but other than that, it was okay. But on this one right here, it's too tall, and it doesn't clear. It hits the core support, and so we're gonna have to trim the core support a little bit to get this to fit, so they can rotate, so that the hose can route around right. So Brian doesn't have like a little 90-degree grinder kind of deal that'll fit in there. So I will bring mine over maybe tomorrow or whatever when we get back to this. Yeah, so stay tuned, and don't forget, if you guys got any questions as far as what we're doing, if you're doing this, leave me a comment, and I will get back to you with any notes that we have so far. Like I said, all we had to do was space the gearbox off of the brackets, because there's a little bit different in casting. It shifts it over just a little bit. Not a big deal. Just had to adjust the drag link. But other than that, stay tuned and we'll be back soon. All right, so we got in there. We got it trimmed. You guys can see that notch up in there. Got the pressure hose on. It was a little bit tight right here, and I gave it just a little adjustment. So now we got clearance. That's the return fitting that was the most that was giving us issues. So we got it clocked going outwards. We're going to try to put the hose on it and then just kind of make like a sweeping 90 and then kind of parallel the frame going back out. So we got the pressure line finally routed around. Took a little bit of finagling and adjusting. So we do have clearance here. The only places it touches the fender right here, it clears the steering shaft, but we're gonna put like a little piece of rubber hose or something so it doesn't rub. There we go. that's where the return line comes out. So it clears everything in there. We did have to notch it just a slight bit, but and then it goes in here behind this fender, and it'll just be zip tied up. Well, she's running. So far, no leaks. Just getting all the air out of the system.
We're going.
Okay.
We're good.
Alright, well, we got it going. No major hurdles, just a couple little things we had to tweak here and there. So far so good, no leaks. We got a little over full, some air, so she kind of burped. But other than that, it's great. You guys have seen the video, man. That was a one-hand turn, lock to lock. No big deal. I'm going to give this kit a 2 thumbs up. Anybody with a little bit of mechanical abilities could do this over a weekend. This took us 2 half days, so somebody could probably do this in a day easy or a solid weekend. Minimal hand tools, nothing crazy. So yeah, if you guys got you like a CJ5, I'm sure it's probably about the same CJ7. This kit will probably work, and I highly recommend it. Thanks for following. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share it with your friends. Give me a thumbs up, and we'll see you guys on the next one.